Mavs TV app is live. It brings you live games, replays, original shows, and behind-the-scenes content directly to your TV or web browser. Scan the QR code and sign up for a Mavs TV season-long subscription to receive a $50 Mavs Shop gift card with purchase. There's some great gear out there while supplies.
I hear there's some really good podcasts on there.
Oh, really? Like Take That With Ya?
Yeah, maybe
You and
some others
Falwell,
coming
Force
soon.
Spacing with Ben and Skin, and a little something in the works
What?
with me and Leslie McCaslin. All right, how about our moment of the game brought to you by Legacy Precious Metals? What a promising start this was, Brian. First bucket of the game, great ball movement, and the big slam by Derek Lively, the second, who had such a nice game in Sunday afternoon's matchup against Denver. We only saw Derek Lively for 4 minutes in this game, though.
Yeah, you know, when he got injured, he stepped on Jokic's foot, look as they were going for a rebound, and he signaled, this, but then there was a timeout on the floor. Gafford came in. I thought it was his normal rotation out of the game, but then it ended up that ankle was a little bit more serious as he got it checked out in the locker room and
taking a look
did
at
not
it there.
return. And of course, with the flight tonight to New Orleans, I guess the question on the table is he even going to get on that airplane to go to New Orleans, because they're probably going to have to do some imaging on that. And so maybe it's better safe than sorry, and you're going to have to play that game down one of your big men.
It does seem, with all precautions being taken for somebody like Lively, who is dealt with some injuries last year, missed 8 games already this year with a shoulder sprain, knee hyperextension, hip contusion, and now ankle sprain, that they'll be really, really careful with him. Hard to imagine him playing on the second night of a back-to-back. You lose Derek Lively and you lose to the Nuggets. 118-99 is the final. Let's hear now from Jason Kidd.
You guys often describe this as a hit-first league. Why was Denver able to hit first, and what did you think of your guys' response?
Yeah, I thought Murray definitely responded with the first hit, and he was going early and often, and we had trouble guarding him. We just missed some shots that we have made here in the past, and we just, this is a game that we typically don't have. And so the group that finished the game played hard. We got down to 16, but just our energy and effort was low, and we got a game tomorrow to respond.
What do you think about Jamal Murray to just get in that rhythm that he got in early on?
Yeah, he was aggressive. I think he saw what we were trying to do to him in the last game, and he took full advantage of that tonight, made shots.
You guys have seen a few, baseball series, the back-to-back. When the team is injured as it is, what are the positives and negatives of this opportunity of playing the same team twice?
Yeah, I think the start that we had in that first game was positive. It just ended, didn't end well. And then the fourth quarter kind of started the first quarter for us, and it was carryover. And so we got to be better. The physicality, the turnovers, the missed shots, something that we'll look at, and we have an opportunity tomorrow in New Orleans to get better.
I know it's too early to, say anything like on a statement, but can you give us any update on Lively?
Hurt. Didn't come back, so sprained ankle.
So the focus was after the last game was second chance points and transition stuff. Is it just the energy and effort that was lacking that allowed them to kind of get some transition stuff in this game as well? Was there any other reason to describe the fact that was kind of the message and it didn't quite translate?
Yeah, I think the big message is, we got healthy, and I think we just took a step back with Kai coming back, and we watched Kai play. It happens. When you get someone of his caliber to come back, you expect him to, carry the load. And so it's something that we have to talk about as we get healthy, bringing guys back. Unfortunately, we're still going to be with injuries, with D-Live probably being out. And so just understanding when someone like that comes back, we can learn from. And we'll be able to use this game as we get healthy, that we cannot just rely on Kai or Luka or Dante or D Live. You have to do your part. And tonight we just as a whole didn't do our part.
Going off that, how did you think Kyrie looked in his return?
Yeah, I thought he was fine. Got great looks, some of those that he normally makes, but he did not make those tonight. But again, out for 5 games, been out for a little bit. It was good to have him back in uniform. And again, we have another one tomorrow, so hopefully he plays in that.
Coach, tough loss tonight, but how do you handle in terms of have everybody stick together in the locker room, try to delete this tonight and be ready for the back-to-back game tomorrow?
Yeah, it's 82 games, and the schedule we play tomorrow in New Orleans, and we'll talk about it in the pregame about what we need to do for New Orleans. This game is over. There's nothing we can do. We can just learn from it as we get healthy. The big thing is we cannot, rely on Kai or Luka to carry the load. We have to play as a team, and that's what we've been doing with those guys out. And tonight we just didn't do that.
Coach, when looking at the numbers from the past 2 games and Denver significantly out-rebounding you guys, what would you say you think your team could have done better in that aspect over those 2 games?
Yeah, just the physicality. We missed some shots, too. We got guys that are not shooting the ball well right now. And so it's not just one guy. It's not just 2 guys. We got quite a few guys that we got to get the ball going straight. And so we'll talk about that tomorrow and try to put those guys in a position to make a couple easy ones to get their confidence back. And then the energy, anytime that ball goes in the hoop, the energy kind of rises on the defensive end. But the physicality of rebounding, Jordan, again, tonight dominated the offensive glass for them.
And then with Kyrie's performance, you already talked about what you thought of his on-court stuff, but did he ever say that there was any pain? Do you think his back responded well to the workload that y'all gave him today?
Yeah, I thought he was great. Yeah.
So with that loss, the Mavericks look like this in the Western Conference standings, now at 22-18 on the season, falling behind the Clippers as the Nuggets continue to hold strong there at 4th in the Western Conference behind the Thunder, Rockets, and Grizzlies. Anything jump out to you there in the standings or with what Jason Kidd said, Brian?
What stands out to me is you're a half game from being in 9th, or a full game on the schedule. So take care of your business against the teams that don't even have double-digit wins in New Orleans and in Charlotte. It's one of those days where you're playing an early game. There's going to be a little bit of film to look at on this one about playing with some energy and some effort. And the key thing he took away, the first question we asked JJ right out of the box, how do you respond when you got your hero coming back? You as a role player, you've got to stay at that elevated level of play that you played without him on the court, and don't just go, oh, okay, Kyrie's here, he'll take care of everything. I can just play my limited role that I usually do here. You've got to play at that elevated status throughout, and I think Jason Kidd didn't see that tonight from everybody else, and was trying to they were trying to let Kyrie set the tone early instead of helping him set the tone early.
We got healthy and took a step back. It's an interesting thing that happens, but you certainly see it from time to time in the NBA. Much more coming up here as we continue to wrap up this night and look ahead to the second half of the back-to-back in New Orleans. Najee Marshall returning to where he played before. We'll talk about the knife next.
Mavs Center Court is brought to you by Legacy Precious Metals.
Najee Marshall set to return to New Orleans, play there for the first time since becoming a Dallas Maverick this summer. He spent 4 seasons with New Orleans, really came into his own with that organization, and you can see his career there with the Pels, and now what he certainly hopes to turn into with the Mavericks, a key role player, although he's been in the starting 5 with the injury situation here over the last couple of games. Your thoughts on him going back?
My thoughts are AD's thoughts, Antonio Daniels, who we love, and is a great analyst for the Pelicans, and he absolutely misses this guy. He called him an absolute dog on the defensive end, heart and soul of the team. Willie Green talked extensively about him when they came to play here a few weeks back. And, there's going to be a little something in him going back to New Orleans for the first time and playing there. Really been an asset in terms of what he's able to do connecting-wise, running downhill, those floaters in the lane, guarding 1 through 5 on the defensive end. I expect a really strong game out of him going back to New Orleans. And you're going to need it because this is a New Orleans team that is trending in the right direction. They'll have 9 wins, but they won tonight in Chicago. Zion Williamson is back. We don't know if he's going to play a back-to-back tomorrow night, but they've got DeJounte Murray. They've got C.J. McCollum. We don't know what this team is going to be come trade deadline. Brandon Ingram's on the block. After a disappointing season, they may be blowing things up, but as of now, we've got 2 games against them this month, both on the road, and you got to take care of your business.
Brandon Ingram has missed 18 straight games. He's been out with injury, and you wonder if he is going to return at all. Look at the amount of games missed this season with Zion, DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy III, Jose Alvarado. I mean, it is guys from key positions in your starting lineup, key players coming off the bench. They have been hit from top to bottom, and now Zion, not only injury, but also a recent suspension. But he has come back and looked really good in their win tonight. He had 21 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds.
And Trey Murphy had 32 tonight. This team can score, and playing at home, they're going to play for pride. This is a game that is going to take a lot. Jason Kidd alluded maybe Kyrie Irving could play tomorrow night. Didn't sound very optimistic about Derek Lively playing in that game, but you got to shake off this one, play again tomorrow night, get that win, and I'm looking forward to a good meal in New Orleans. Sorry you can't come with me.
No, me too.
But
that's okay.
You've got
you know
JJ Barea for the entire pre and post game.
I do. That in and of itself is a treat. JJ will be with Devin.
Oh, look at that. That's a 23-year friendship right there, my friend.
That's sweet.
Jose Juan.
It's been so great. Yeah, Jose Juan. So great to have him on with us the entire pregame and postgame show tomorrow as the Mavericks look to wrap up this back-to-back in a winning way. Join us tomorrow. Until then, though, have a great rest of the night.